how to break free from toxic cycles with relationships. It's not going to be easy, okay? Because it's going to require you to become more self aware about exactly how you're showing up, maybe even learning about yourself a lot more, diving deeper into yourself for you to learn more about your habits, your way of thinking, your limited beliefs, either yours or projected upon or programmed. This is going to require you to fully be present in your life. Like you hear when people tell you, be the driver behind the car of your own life, be the main character, right, in the film of your own life. And all of these things sounds great until you actually have to implement practical actions on being that, on doing that. So in this video, based on some relationships that I've gone through that really affected or tried to affect my um emotional health, mental health, like we all go through. Before I even continue, just know that these are placed into your path as gifts of either a lesson or a moment in experience that evolves you. Okay. And it's easier said than done when you're pissed off and you're mad and you're feeling disrespected, abused physically, mentally, emotionally. However, it is here nonetheless to help you to break free from the confines of the limited beliefs of your own ego. Okay. So the first one I put down is to recognize the pattern. All right. A lot of us will fall into certain type of cycles and not really see. Like I've gone through cycles of constantly getting into a relationship and it not working out, and it would be the same. The guy is cheating, there's no communication, there's no respect, there's no honor within what it is that you're building, straight lies, straight controlling, or anything like that. And if you are watching this video, you're not alone, okay? And there's nothing wrong with you, especially if you weren't the perpetrator, if you weren't the one doing the manipulating or anything like that. If anything, the only thing that I would say is wrong with you, because there's lessons, right? And there's nothing wrong with you. I don't want to say that, but the only thing that I see that even in my own experience that I had to work on was learning to set boundaries, learning what self-love really looked like, and actually walking that self-love type of work, right? If that makes sense. Because it's one thing to do certain things for yourself and you're like, oh, I'm self-loving, I'm self-caring, but this is really a mental state, of being, an energetical state of being, and that's going to require you to see things outside of yourself, old ways that you used to be, for you to recognize certain type of patterns. So boom, for me, right? Because we're not going to be here all day. For me, one of the things that I kept on experiencing was relationships that was trying to either control my energy. If there was jealousy there, I've experienced that as well. Or if someone just deliberately wanted to bring you down because you seem to be inspiring or motivating or you're doing a lot, right? And maybe they feel insecure that they're not doing the same amount. So I kept on always, and the fact that my Venus and my Mars is in both Leo in Vedic, it just shows how dynamic and big that energy can be, and how other people that you attract could actually come to dim it, use it, manipulate it. Okay, so you're not alone when this is happening to you. You just got to recognize the patterns, and not only the patterns in other people, but recognize the patterns in yourself. For me, I moved too impulsively. I didn't take my time, right? Thinking that because I'm love, I'm going to manifest love. That's true. However, before you get to that master level, you also have to experience certain things. And for me, I felt like I had to experience like 20 things at once towards this last cycle that I've gone through. I think we've all gone through a last cycle recently, and a lot of us have shifted into a new cycle of abundance and prosperity. But I had to recognize the patterns of how I was showing up, how I was allowing other people to show up, and I would be okay with that, right? I had to learn how to set boundaries. I had to learn how to express myself and speak up. Gemini North Node, challenging. Okay, so I already know. I did a video on Gemini North Node, our communication. I'll put it here somewhere, but if you are interested, go ahead and watch it um, at your convenience. Okay, but not being able to communicate, or not trusting, like, man, I might lose this person if I say this, if I say that, when really you should say in a respectful way. Say it regardless, because when you say it, you can actually create better opportunities for yourself. You can actually create the things that you do want to participate in, the relationships that you do want to have. You can actually develop those kind of interdependent relationships that you want to experience. Real love, real nurture, real support, real win-win relationships, either with soul tribe if you're creating your own family, or with a partner, husband or wife. You can actually cultivate the things that you want. The experiences that you're having in your life is only showing you what you get to release. You didn't set boundaries before, Daylon. Okay, well, now you need to set more boundaries. You didn't speak up for yourself and say this is what you want. Okay, now you speak up and without the fear of losing anything or anyone outside of you. Okay. So, number two, you want to practice self love and self care. I just mentioned this. We hear this all the time. And this is pretty much you putting yourself first. This is you deliberately actually asking for the things that you want, saying the things that you need, wanting the relationship, expressing your truth, setting boundaries. These things are actually the real self-love and self-care practices. Yes, you can do bubble baths. Yes, you can sage, which I love to do. Yes, you could do, you know, get your nails done and all of that. But the gist of it, most of it is going to come from the inner work that you do. And the inner work that you do is never really something that is displayed outside. It's going to eventually show itself outside in your actions. You're going to act differently. You're going to respond differently. You're going to speak differently. You're going to think differently, right? And those are going to create different results. So for me, I had to take my time. And when I take my time, it's like, oh, okay, there's so much more to learn about, not only when it comes to other people, but also within yourself. Because anytime we deal with somebody, things change, relationship change, ideas change, what it is that you want change. And it's not because you don't know what you want, it's because you're evolving. Maybe you've outgrown this lesson, you've outgrown this experience, and that is something that should be happening. Okay, but that self-love, self-care practice is going to come from the inner words, the inner thoughts that you have, the shifting of the mind, the shifting of the perspective, the shifting of the self-image that you have of yourself. What do you look like? What are you saying? What are you manifesting? What are you creating? All of those things where you're putting your energy and your attention into, right, is what's going to create that energy of feeling fulfilled within yourself. Okay, all those other things outside of you, okay, they're perks, but the majority of that inner fulfillment feeling that you're looking for once you break away from toxic relationships is going to be that soul love, that eternal love that cannot be taken away from anything or anyone outside of you. All right, so remember, self-love, self-care is not just outer work, it's inner work. All right. Number three, I put set clear boundaries. That is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and this is because if you've ever been around certain people, relationship, work, or whatever, and if you feel drained, like you're tired, or you're overwhelmed, or you're thinking about too many things, or you can't even just enjoy your breath or enjoy your body, you feel anxious in your body, like I'm missing something or I need to do something, double check, take a few deep breaths and stop and set boundaries. I like to say, your name, activate Ya Merkaba. And I'm activating my force field around me to break any cords or any leakage of my energy, or any holes around my aura that is sucking in other people's energy, right? You want to seal yourself. So you do that by setting boundaries. Yes, you can do that with words and stating exactly what it is that you want and don't want. However, you can also do that energetically in your mind because you are a light frequency. We are literally the rainbow. We're literally light. So you can easily start to do this with your mind. And that's where most of your power stems from, your mind and your heart in collaboration with one another. And once you have the vision, the body follows, just like in the Matrix. One of my favorite saying is when Morpheus was like, the body can't live without the mind. Okay. Number four, seek professional help. I highly suggest everyone get a therapist, honey. Okay. There's nothing y'all need to get over. Oh, I don't want anyone to think something is wrong with me. No, something is wrong with all of us. Okay. Something is wrong with all of us. Okay. After everything that's gone through, not only in your lifetime, but in your parents and grandparents and your ancestral lineage that is now in your bloodline, those emotions have traveled with you. Therefore, not only are you clearing energetical emotions of your own from your own experiences and relationships, you're also clearing from your home life as a child, and as well as your parents, your ancestors. All of that is in your bloodline. That's why we call it generational curse breaking, because you're literally having to clear up all that energy. And of course, you're going to get the opposing energy coming against you to trying to stop you from doing that, right? So sometimes you need a little bit of extra help. Not only do you need community, I'm very big on having a community. um, I didn't quite understand how to cultivate that before, because this you're always surrounded. Let me not say always. Sometimes you can find yourself surrounded by people that are energy drainers, or maybe they're just inspired and they want to come and see what you're doing and they copy because they're inspired. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but that's still a form of energetical vampirism, either they believe it or not, especially if there's no credit and there's no win-win. We're not working together. So be careful, set boundaries with the people that you hang out with, but seeking professional help from your community, from your loved ones, with your partner, within yourself, your ancestors, and your tribe, right? You could always get guidance from yourself and your ancestors, from source, right? Accessing the infinite amount of intelligence that is all around us, that is also connected with us, that is aware of the past, present, and the future. You could always tap into that energy. You could always tap into professional help, getting a therapist that you resonate with. It was very challenging for me to find a therapist that I resonate with that was also assisting me. Shout out to Your Day Balance Game. If you guys are interested, go ahead and check them out. They are very good at that. Their coaches are amazing. You can let Day know that I sent you, Day. Okay, Day sent me Your Day Balance Game. I'm not getting any plugs or any financial agreements with this. However, I do find them very supportive, and very powerful. Okay, so seek professional help from wherever you need it, because sometimes it's good to just have an extra perspective that you can respect and honor, that has done the work, that mirrors to you where you want to be, to assist you through your transition. Okay, just to give you a different perspective. And you may need more than just a mental therapist. You may need a physical therapist. You may need, a physical coach, like a fitness coach, right? You may need a mental, emotional therapist. You may need a Reiki healer, a chakra healer, right? You may need a community just to speak about random things. Seek for those. Or maybe you can create it. Okay, this is me inspiring you to do something that you feel like you need. And when you do, come back and let me know what you created down below. So I could be a part of it and see what you're doing. Okay. So definitely seek professional help. All right. Number 5, I put surround yourself with positive influence. Once you start to radiate and ask for the things that you want, the relationships that you want, and you really start to do the deeper inner work, and you start to affirm certain words to you, your worth, knowing what it is that you deserve, knowing what it is that you want to cultivate, wanting more in-depth relationships. Now you can call this in, which is the easy thing, because you also have to embody that energy. Once you do that, you're going to find people that just come. Like, literally, I came here alone to Ghana, and I found the right people came to me. People that share the same mindsets, people that share the same goals, people that share the same ideas and perspectives, especially when it comes to knowing about occult knowledge, or spiritual knowledge, or community cultural knowledge, or wanting to delve deeper into that. It just magnetized to me, and it's easier said than done. Now you don't see it, right? Because you're in it, but trust the process. And that's one thing Africa taught me since I've been here, is to trust the process, to be patient, because there's things that's happening outside of you that you're not aware of that may get in the way. So you may think something is in the way because things are not moving, but no, it's almost like being patient and surrendering is a huge part of the process, especially after dealing with so much toxic relationship. They could sometimes breed codependency within you, addictions within you, low self-worth, low confidence. You may even be grieving an old aspect of you, or maybe just confused about who you thought you were and who you really are. Especially after this last solar eclipse that just happened, you possibly are getting a lot of downloads and realizations about yourself and what it is that you get to release. And you're like, man, that's going to be challenging, but you are not only up for the challenge, but this challenge is meant to help you to evolve. So grab it by the horns. Okay, get your one or two friends. And if you don't have any, trust in your ancestors, trust in source, dig deeper into yourself so you could be so well grounded and tethered into yourself, the centered space of yourself, that nothing can really deter you, nothing can really affect your mind, affect your choices in life, because you are centered in source, you are centered in the truth, right? Your values and the principles that you abide by, at least now, will help to carry you over. And whenever you get into another relationship now, everything that you've learned, everything that seems like it caused setbacks or pains and hurts, they might come up as triggers. Good, let them. And just observe them. That is your power, to observe, because now you get to see, how do you react? Are you trying to do the same thing? When you get triggered this way, do you do the same thing? And if you do the same thing, can you catch yourself and be like, this is what I've been doing, so let me do something different. This is how I've been showing up, so let me show up different according to my values and my principles. Now you get to shift that wheel of fortune. That's the tarot card, the wheel of fortune. Now you're on top of the wheel, because you're literally shifting your destiny so you can be more in alignment with your highest template, your highest destiny path. Okay, so that was a quick spiel, quick video for you guys. Let's just recap for some of the ways that you could break free from toxic relationship cycles and reclaim your confidence. Okay, recognize the pattern, right? You want to recognize the pattern, especially if it's something that you've been going through over and over again. Practice self-love and self-care, not just physical things, but internal shadow work and questions, images of yourself, right? Self-discovery is going to allow you to see who you are operating as and who you want to operate as, because who you want to operate as is really your true you anyway. So dig deeper into that. Number 3, set clear boundaries. Number 4, seek professional help, not just mental health, right? Not just mental health, but also but also a physical trainer, or just someone to walk and run or jog with, someone to do Pilates with, also emotional, maybe a community, a group of people. Just get that help from everywhere, worldwide. Get a financial coach, whatever it is that you need assistance in. It could be in more than one department. Okay. And then lastly, surround yourself with positive influences. Read new books, watch new videos, surround yourself with new people, go to new locations, go to library, go to co-working spaces. I'm grateful to be around a beautiful sister friend of mine and her family. They have built their co-working space, and I'm actually one of the community workshop leaders here. So I'm grateful to be able to show up in this way. This is a different role for me, but it's also very dynamic, and it's literally bringing everything that I've done in the past together. It's just working out. So trust in the process, trust in yourself, and surrender such harsh judgment towards yourself, because you've gone through physical, mental, emotional abuse. Okay, it's not to say that everyone has gone through it, so it's okay. It's just more for you to empower yourself and to know that just because you went through that doesn't mean it's defining of you. It doesn't mean that is what you're defined as. You are more than your experiences. You are more than your past traumas and triggers, those of yours or even your ancestral lineage. You are more than that. You're a beautiful light body being, and you're here to transcend all of those experiences and limited beliefs. I can do it, and I know you can do it too. So thanks for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, you guys. I truly appreciate all your subscribes. Shout out to everybody who's brand new. I want to grow this to 1,000. Can we just do that? One goal right now. Let me get 1,000. Really 1.6K. Okay, I would just love for you guys to hit the subscribe. And those of you that have, welcome. And those of you that are considering, I'm still here. I'll see you in the next video. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.